This video will demonstrate a couple of Illustrator type techniques, and then also some of the ways you can combine shapes using the pathfinder function. I've set two initials here, an R and an M in Cooper. You can use whatever typeface you want. I just want something kind of thick here because it'll be easier to see what we're doing. All right, I'm going to change the colors on these letters. So the first one here, I'm going to make that red. I can go into the color picker, or I can set values here. And then I also want to put a stroke on this letter. I'm going to put a black stroke on it. So I'm going to go to my stroke window and select the letter, and then we'll put maybe about a 2-point stroke on there, and I want to make that black. Okay, and one of the ways I can do black is to change the K value on CMYK to 100%, because K stands for black in that color model. Okay, there we go. Red letter with black stroke. I'll do the same thing to the M, but I want to make its fill something different there. So we'll put the stroke on there. And then now let's make green. I'll make green using the RGB this time, just so you see how that works. RGB values go from 0 to 255. So green would be 255 on the green channel and 0s on the red and the blue channels. And there's our red and green. All right, I'm done with the color. Now the Pathfinder tool works on objects that overlap, and I have neither of these here. I don't have objects, I have type, and they're not overlapping. So to fix that, what I'm going to do is going to go use my selection tool, select this type, and the first thing I'm going to do is change it to an object. And to do that, using this selection tool and the type selected, I go to my type menu, and I go down to create outlines. And what that has now done is made that an editable object or a shape, just like a rectangle or a triangle would be. Now, Illustrator essentially sees this as kind of one object. If I want to try to overlap them, I can. I select it and kind of, it just all moves together. I could do this with the direct selection tool, try to get just one of them. That's one way to do it. Sometimes you may not get all of the points, and then you end up distorting your object. So I think the easier way to do this is to select both of your letters and then go up to Object, Ungroup. Now they're separate entities. Okay, so if I want to overlap it, I select it. I just drag it into the place where it overlaps about the way I want it to go. If I decide that I don't like the R being behind the M, I want it to be in front, that's easy enough to change too. You can go up to Object, Arrange, and then do Bring Forward or Bring Backward, wherever you want to put it. So I brought it forward. So now I have the two objects overlapping. Now I'm going to go ahead and group them back together again. So I'm going to select them both, click and drag through them, Object, Group. Now what I want to do is duplicate this a bunch of times. I could select it, then do Command C to copy, or edit copy, edit paste, and then that will send it someplace. Another way that is easy to duplicate objects in Illustrator is using your selection tool, select the object, now hold down the Option key, then click on your cursor on the object itself, and then just click and drag, and you just will keep making copies of it that way. There we go, and we've got all of our samples ready to use the Pathfinder. To use your Pathfinder, it's located under the Windows. So go to your Window menu, come down to Pathfinder, And then now let's just experiment with the different options. So this one's unite, just like that, minus front, and so on, and then the shape modes, and then the pathfinder modes. So I'm going to select the first one, click on unite, and you're going to see what the unite function looks like with a red object in front and a green object in back. And that's what that one looks like. For the minus front, it looks like this. Move this out of the way a bit. For the intersect is this one. For the exclude is this one. Divide looks like this. And so on. Trim takes off the stroke. Merge combines them this way. Crop outline, and I've need to have one more here, so I'll click, make one more copy here, option, drag, and then we'll do the minus back. Okay, and that's a quick illustration to how the different Pathfinder functions work in Illustrator.